Alright, so doing a live stream, because if I tried to actually record this and upload it, it would be a huge video. It would take forever. So my thought was to just live stream it so I could get this, worked out better and people could see exactly what's going on and the issues I'm dealing with. Alright, so Pixel Game Maker MV recently had an update. The update was meant to fix bugs, but it destroyed things that I was working on. Things that were working properly, working as I intended them to work, no longer freaking work. And it's frustrating, it's aggravating, it's anger inducing. Apparently there was an input sort of bug, and apparently maybe I was taking advantage of the bug. Now that they've removed the bug, things are just not working right. Things are giving me hell. I already had to patch up an issue with my little doors, the doors that open up and let the character in and out between areas. I had to patch that up, as well as my little tubes that you went in and out of. I had to fix all of those things. I had to go back and do some adjustments. So, oh goodness. I hope the audio's not, yeah, I've got desktop audio off to where it's not recording. Or not streaming. I want to say, I wanted to say something and my brain just went blank. It'll come back to me. There's probably not going to be any audio because I'm using some music from a website that I found, and you have to list it when you use it. If it shows up on YouTube, you have to put a great big disclaimer for each song, saying who owns it and go to what website and everything. I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm going to keep that muted. I don't want to. I don't want to have to give them anything. So we're keeping audio off. Alright. I think the best thing to do is just go to my objects. Get started there. Actually, we can start with the door. The door was a simple issue that I didn't realize, that I wasn't thinking. All of a sudden, the door would move around every which way. Like, I would go near it, and it would start pushing left and right. Even though the wall for the wall detection for the object was sitting at the very bottom of the door, below the door graphic, and it was sitting in such a way on the stage, right here, and it would slide around. I couldn't figure out, why is this thing moving when I step on it? Why is it doing all this weird stuff? Come to find out, after they fixed some bugs, there was something I had to do to make it stop moving around. And I'll show you in the objects what I had to do. This is something important that you all need to learn about. Alright? We're just going to kind of talk about it right now. If you're using Pixel Game Maker, you need to know about this. Alright, so I think it's in basic settings. Yes. Not pushed back by other objects. Something that I learned a ways back when I was making a moving platform that I wanted to carry the player around on. And I forgot about that, so I had to go back in for the door, as well as for the pipe object that you go up or stand down. I had to tell them all. See, I'm clicking on them and it's all showing up. I had to tell them all to not push back by other objects, which would be the player. That way, they're perfectly still, and they still do the job that they're supposed to do. If there's anybody in the comment section trying to talk to me, I want to apologize. I'm not paying attention to it. Nobody's talking. I'm actually relieved that nobody's talking. I don't want to talk. I don't want to get into a conversation, really. Sorry, I had to drink water. Okay. So we got all that worked out, but now we have my player character. This is where things are getting iffy. This is where things are getting iffy, and I'm not sure what to do about it. The way the inputs are set up, and they asked me how I have the inputs set up. It's basically released or pressed. Wait, why is Y released? I don't think that's necessary. Why would Rye? That's not right. Hang on, I might have found an issue. Hang on. Oh, that doesn't really matter. The Y doesn't really matter. I don't even think that's necessary. I think when you're falling, it doesn't matter. It's going to go to that. There's the run falling, having to do with the run. Let's see. Yeah, that's the condition for that. No, there's no input. Let's get rid of that. Can't change that back to that. So the issue I'm having a few issues, and it seems to work properly when I'm walking, but when I go into the rest of this stuff for running and everything and all this other stuff, that's where it doesn't want to work properly. That's where things start getting weird. It used to be that as long as I was holding the button for run, right when I came out of any teleport, as long as I was already holding the button, he would start moving. The input I have for running is, well, I added all this extra stuff thinking that might help. It doesn't help. It's not fixing anything either, so I don't really need all this. I just need Y pressed. I'm using press. I don't know if that's... This stuff right here I think used to be up over here somewhere. I don't know why they moved it. Unless that's a mistake. They didn't mean to move it there. I was pretty sure this was up here somewhere, and I really wish they would have left it over there. I don't know why they moved it. I don't like it. Anyhow. So there's like all these other things. On press, pressed and on press. Releasing on release. So pressed. I was using pressed. I use pressed for everything. I don't use on press because I figured that just checks the moment you hit down on it. I don't know if changing that would fix this issue. I don't think it would. Because then on press has this weird shit. What the hell is acceptable frames? What is that about? Why should I have to set an acceptable frame? It's on every frame. Every frame. Any frame. So that's why I'm not using it on pressed. Or pressing, you know. I thought there was a thing called pressing. You're holding it. The button and the input is being held. That's how I have it set up. As long as you're already walking and you hit the dash button, it immediately goes into his run. So right after you come out of the door and start holding, you know, left, right, he'll start walking, and then it should detect that I'm holding the Y button and then go right into the run. Right? Wrong. It doesn't do that anymore. And I don't know why. This is the frustration that I'm having with this. I don't know what they changed. Apparently there was a bug, and I didn't notice any bug. And so now one of the folks from the team, I guess you would say, or representing the team, I don't know, the development team, says, no, there was a bug there, and you might have been taking advantage of the bug. Really? I would like an explanation, actually. I would like a good, solid explanation of the differences between these four. My assumption was on press means right when you hit down on it. When you hit it, not when you're holding it. Pressed, I took that as pressing. You're holding it down. It checks to see if you're holding it down. That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. I think they need well, I want to say a fifth and a sixth option. That's like a combination between the two. It's being pressed, it got pressed, it's holding down, the key is there, the input is coming through. So this whole thing is not really explained. If I hover over it, there's no pop-up explanation that says what this is about. I didn't completely go through all the tutorial stuff because it was giving me a headache. It was just slow and annoying, and you had to be accurate about it. So I just started experimenting with things and getting it to work. So yeah, when you press Y, and you're already walking, it should go right into a run. It doesn't do that. In fact, let's go ahead and test it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, I'm running. That works properly. That's something I was dealing with. It's not working right now, but it was working correct in both directions. So if I'm holding the dash button, I start running and I press down, it doesn't matter if I'm pressing right. Pressing down takes, oh, god damn. Pressing down takes precedent. It takes priority. So it doesn't matter left, right, Y, left, right, or anything. He's supposed to go boom, like that. Because I'm still holding Y, but pressing down takes, I keep saying takes precedent, takes priority. But if you go right and press down, nothing. I'm pressing down while doing right. I mean, not right, left. Pressing down, it's ignoring it. It's completely fucking ignoring it. Excuse me for my own language. It's ignoring it. It's ignoring the down. Ignoring the down input. You need to listen to the down input, you dipstick. Dipstick. Actually, let me try something. Maybe it'll help. Let me try something. Instead of pressed, we'll say on press. I don't know what this frame thing is about. What do they mean by acceptable frames? I don't get that. What the hell is that about? I don't really get this stuff. They need a full-blown manual, like a big manual that explains everything in detail that I can go through and flip virtual pages. Or an actual physical book would be nice. Yeah, a big physical book that I can sit, flip through, and read through and see a huge explanation for everything. I need an explanation for everything. And maybe that would help. I don't know. So let's try again and see how that goes. All right, so it's already running. Still not working right. It's working right when I press right. So if I'm dashing and press, I have to let off, see, and then he goes down. Like, why? This matters. This matters. This is what goes first. Pressing this way goes first. That's what matters. It doesn't matter if I'm pressing right. He should duck, and he doesn't unless I let off right. I mean, let off left. Sorry, I keep saying right, giving my right and left. So that's not working right. He's just ignoring it. He doesn't ignore it going right. He ignores it going left. Pressing down takes precedent. Doesn't matter if I'm holding left or right. Down should take precedent if I'm running, if I'm on the ground. And it's not. It's not working right. Oh, but it works right if I'm walking. Okay. Going right, pressing down, takes precedent. Going left, pressing down, takes precedent. It works perfectly fine there. I don't understand this. Why is it with walking it works fine? Why does walking work fine? I don't understand this. But then when I'm dashing and I try to go left, and it just ignores the down button. So that might be a bug. I don't know. So okay, I'm holding Y. I'm holding the dash button. I'm going to keep holding it even after going through the door. It just quits working. After teleport, it quits working. It ignores it. It's ignoring it. I have to let up and then hold it again. I shouldn't have to do that. Going after a teleport, as long as it detects that you're holding that Y button in whatever direction, it should go right through that process and take you right into dashing. And it doesn't. I have to literally let off the key after a teleport and then hit it again to get back into dashing. I don't like that. It should be, any gamer who plays a platformer similar to, like, Mario, they're gonna, after falling through the teleport, gonna expect to be able to just keep holding the Y button if they want to and have it work. And that, of course, isn't working. I don't understand why that's not working. no real issue with yeah, no issues with the jumps and stuff. That's working. That's working. That's working. It's an issue with well, an issue with running and hitting the duck button. That should take precedent over everything. I have to let off the right key or let off the left key in order for him to duck. That's not right. That's not right at all. It should take precedent automatically. It doesn't matter what direction key, left or right, that I'm holding. He should just duck. He doesn't want to do it with dashing. I don't understand why. It worked before. That's what I'm trying to say. This was working before. It was working perfectly fine before. It doesn't work anymore after their bug fix. The same thing with running, holding the dash button after a teleport. If I wanted to keep holding the dash button and whatever direction button, he would go right into running. It would check to see if he's walking, check to see, it would go through that order, check to see if you're walking, check to see if the button's being held for dashing, and he would just go immediately right back into his dash. It doesn't anymore. I have to let off and hold the key again after a teleport. Doesn't matter what kind of teleport. That's ridiculous. It's an annoying thing that anybody who plays this is going to be frustrated with. Yeah, see, even after teleporting down a pipe, it's not working. I don't understand why it's not working. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe it's something I did. Maybe I disabled a key or something after a teleport. I'm going to check. I'm going to check and see exactly what's going on. Nobody's watching. That's fine. I don't even know if I'm getting a very good stream now. It's the weekday too. That's the funny part. I should be getting way more data than this. There shouldn't be any issues. I'm pretty sure there's going to be issues. I shouldn't be having any issues. I hate living in the sticks. Yeah, sorry for bringing this up. Anyhow, let's see what's going on. Maybe it has something to do with the door idle and the into door. Maybe that has something to do with it. Ignore move in. Maybe that's it. Ignore move input during motion. Maybe that has something to do with it. That's movement input though. That's not the Y button. It shouldn't, that shouldn't be an issue, but I don't think that would be an issue. Let's see, what are these down here? This sets the sets his movement speeds and everything down here. Yeah, his movement speed has to do with the button being pressed. That Y button being pressed, and he there we go. Yeah. Yeah, this is his movement. His movements. Yeah, for some reason it goes right back into the he goes right back in. I'm trying to figure out what I've done that I might have to change having to do with this. Maybe I don't need to, well, I don't know. I'm making assumptions. To make him run faster, I was using this right here. But I could use these right here and up them a bit. I just didn't want to because reasons. I don't know, it just was working better. That's his sliding when he does that little scoot thing when you go to hit the other direction. It just checks to see if you're already running and you start changing it, he'll start doing that little scoot back and forth. And that's what does it. On press. I have that set to on press. Yeah, well, that's fine. On press I think works fine. If motion, yeah, and then it waits if the motion is complete, that little scooting thing, and then it goes back to the running. and that's how I make that work. I wanted him to be able to jump when he's doing that slide, so I added this thing going directly to it. On B press. I don't know. Should it be on press or pressing? That's confusing. I'm trying to figure out why they've got two of them. Like, why is there two? Would I need to add one to this? Like on pressing and on press? Both of them? Maybe I have to add both of them. Maybe that'll make him do what he's supposed to do, or what he was doing before the update. I don't know. Now this is the duck thing. Yeah, when you duck slide, it ignores. It's supposed to ignore move input and listen to you. It's supposed to do it. I have it set to on press. Maybe I need to make it pressing. I don't know. There's a lot of confusing, pressed, on press. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the two. That works. I don't know. So I'm trying to figure this out for a live stream. That way the developers can look at this and see what I'm dealing with. It's confusing. It's a confusing mess. So how do I go from idle to walking? Well, pressed. If left or right is pressed, it goes into that. If left or right is pressed. And for this, it's if left and right is released. Left and right is released. It means neither are being put, and there's no input at all. Or there's no input. Maybe I should change that. Maybe I should get rid of the no input thing. Because that might be confusing. That might be confusing it. I don't know. We'll see. Falling has to do with the tile thing here. The bottom part of his tile is set to the default tile. It's contacted with that tile. The bottom part contacted with the tile, but it's not. It's whatever this symbol means. It's not equal. It's not equal. That's right. Not equal. If it is equal, that means it's equal. This means it's equal. But when you click that, it means not equal. And that's how I make him do the falling. Like if he's not equal to the top, the bottom of his feet, the bottom part is not equal. It goes to falling. He starts doing the falling animation, his little fall animation. Same thing with jump. You got the jump right there. On B press. Hope that's not an issue. And that goes from idle or walk. Run has its own jump. It has a run jump for the speeds and everything. Ignore direction. Yeah, I didn't want him changing direction when he's in the air. I wanted him to just, yeah. This little guy right here is for a little. When you go to, I think it's when you go down the pipe, it gets called. There's the run falling, and it basically checks if the Y is pressed and you're not. Yeah, see, it's kind of like falling, but it checks to see if you're the Y is being pressed. If Y is pressed and it's not equal to the wall as well as object detection, he'll go into a running fall, so a quicker moving fall. So if I run off a cliff, he'll keep that momentum. That's the whole idea. He'll keep the momentum. Let's see. Here's the run. Like I said, it goes straight into that. So, if you're already walking, which is, if left or right is pressed, already walking, and then you hit the Y, he goes, and maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. He'll go right into the running. I'm trying to see. I think it's outdoor. I need out of the door. That's in the door. Where's out the door? There you go. Out the door. Is that doing something wrong, maybe? Don't want input. I kind of want it to... You know what? Let's remove the ignore input. Ignore move input. I don't think that's move input, though. That's moving left or right. That has nothing to do with dashing. So I don't know if that really has anything to do with it. This is annoying. Yeah, it's being weird about the dash now. Why would frames matter? I want it to work on any frame. Would I have to sit there and put several of those on presses for every frickin' frame? Oh, didn't want to work that time. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out. Maybe there's a bug causing it to look at, yeah, he's not wanting to get into the run. Okay, that's not working. That is not working. Let's get rid of, maybe I need to make it or. Maybe, I don't know. I'm thinking about something real quick. Yeah, he's not wanting to go right back into it after the teleport. Still not working right. Okay. I might have to do something for both of those things, like do another thing inside the thing. Yeah, I know that's not being very specific, is it? Like out of the door, like maybe if I had two of them in here, two things. One goes, it executes action idle, but if you're holding the Y, then it goes to another thing over here. Execute this after the teleport. Execute. I could have another thing sitting in there that says execute the run. Yeah, if I'm holding the Y, maybe that'll fix this little weird ass issue. Oh, lordy. Let's rename this out of door. Outdoor idle. Okay. We'll just kind of copy this and we'll make another one. There we go. We'll call it outdoor run. And instead of, and it's basically going to check if I'm holding the Y button. And if I am holding the Y button after this, like this checks for if the motion is complete. I'll have to say if the Y button is released, if you're not holding the Y button. So let's, ooh, can't do it like that, can you? Ooh, that sucks. Okay. We're going to say if the Y button is releasing or released. Yeah, it's not being held. It'll go to that. But I also need to add in, and I'll have to tell it to do all the conditions. Isn't there a way to tell it to still look at the animation, just like this one, if motion animation plays to the end? Facing another object, there's a distance with the other object, isn't attack detection yet. That's not it. Finish showing all motion. Set a condition, the full animation playback of the last action. Okay. Alright. There, now it's all of them. Y is released. Okay, so I'm going to use a similar thing for that. For this, only it's going to check if the Y is being held. The Y is pressed. The Y is pressed and it finishes showing the animation. Then I'll have it call the execute. Woo, where is it? Is it just run, right? Run. Execute run. That should fix this little annoyance, I'm hoping. And I'm going to move this down here. Ugh. It's hard to get this stuff to even up like I want it to. There we go. I'm hoping that'll work for going out of the door. For his coming out of the door, you can go right into running. Hopefully that'll work. Hopefully that'll do what I want it to do. God help me. And I need to do the same thing for dropping from pipe. There we go. See, there's call idle. Call idle. So I'm going to make one, two separate ones, call idle and call running. Because I'm thinking this has something to do with why it has to be so frickin' specific now. Is because of my teleports. It has to do with these little out of things. So we have call idle and it waits. I bet it waits for the animation. No, that's after time passes. So all conditions. I'll have to do this. Let's see. Y is releasing. You're not on Y. Okay. And then I'll call idle. It'll check for all of it. It'll check if the Y is released and after the time passes. And it'll call the idle. Whatever. Here we go. This will be called, instead of call idle, it'll be called running. Or call run. We'll just say call run. Okay. This is coming from a pipe. Maybe it should have something to do with if it touches. Like if the bottom of his feet touch something first. So I might have to do that too. Like I might have to wait on that. But this is falling. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Call run, call idle. Shouldn't have to do all of this to get it to want to work right. It was working right before. It was a bug. It was a helpful bug. And now I'm having to do it like this. Keep checking to see if anybody's watching or anything, but nobody watching. Alright, so it's not released anymore. We're no longer releasing. We're pressed. The Y is pressed. And then after a certain time passes, and then instead of calling that, we'll have it call the well, yeah, he's falling, but maybe it needs to be after the fall. After the fall, when it touches. That, maybe that's what I need to do instead of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Because he's falling. That's the fall. And now we'll say, if the, yeah, that doesn't matter, but if the Y is being pressed and you touch the ground, that means that needs to be the other one. I don't need it to be time passing, because that's for the other thing. So let's wait. No, fudge sickles. Fudge sickles. That's not going to work, right? That idea is not going to work. So I need to put this back up here. And give this back the Y thing. That's not going to work. Oh, it's not going to work. Y released. And Y pressed after time is passed. Is it still calling run? No, it's not calling run. And I think I can add another one in here for touching the if you're touching the yeah. I don't even need after time passes. I can put touches the yeah. Yeah, I can put this. What am I thinking? There. Contact with the bottom of his feet in the wall. And he'll go it'll go to this, which will then call it. This calls idle. I don't even have to have the time passes for this either. No. I don't think so. I don't think I do. Let's try that same thing with this. Let's try this right here. Okay. Calls the idle. Alright. Maybe this will fix this weird little issue. That way it knows after going through the frickin' door that, hey, he's holding this run button. We should go back to the executing of the run and get him going. Alright, let's see if that fixes it. Holy moly macaroni. Let's see what it does. I don't think that's going to work right. I think I need to be holding direction buttons too. We'll see. That didn't work. I think I'm going to need the that's for the door, so let's check what's going on with the door. Finished outdoor, Y is being pressed, and finish showing all motion. It's a shame you can't do if motion animation plays to the end as well as having the Y, but that's not going to work. That's why I figured this was the same thing. Unless I want to do after the, yeah. So pressed, out the door, executes, run. But he wasn't doing that. Like this will call the idle. Yeah, this calls idle after you go through it. Okay, maybe I need more than that. Maybe I need pressing directions. Ah, blah, 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 blah. Nobody ever tuned in. Good Lord, why does it keep dipping down the 100s? I have terrible internet. Hopefully this comes through okay. Alright, so let's add directions. Left pressed. There we go. And then There we go. Yeah, see, so it's Y and left pressed or Y and right pressed. That way it knows to just take you into the thing and start moving you. Can't do that because it's all. Okay, so nope. See if this helps the situation. And I might have to do the same thing with the running. I might have to do Y plus left is released. Or Y and left is released. Or no, why does it say that? Release. I keep forgetting to do that. Okay. I wonder if I should add a Y on its own. I don't know if that's going to work. So they're all on release. So it's checking if you're holding a direction and a Y button. Or any of them. Let's see. Yeah, so Y and left or Y and right. Hopefully this works. I don't know. I've had issues with trying to do that before as well. Pressed, released, pressed, contact with wall, contact with, yeah. I need to get this door figured out first, I think. Okay. Let's try this again. No, he doesn't want to run. The buttons are being hit, you dipshit. It's not listening. Yeah, it always lets off the Y. Why does it do this crap? It wasn't doing this before. That's what's frustrating me so much. Oh. Let me check the transitions, see what those do. Maybe it's the portal transfers. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright. This is the door to layer 2 thing. So it is checking that. Why? Wait a minute. I've got an idea. I think I know what's causing this. Ugh. Actually, I don't know what's causing it. Is it a switch issue? This is frustrating. It's I want to scream. Things that worked right before don't want to work right now. I don't see how this is a fix. I see how this is an issue. This isn't fixed. This is the opposite of fixing something, guys. Come on. Guys and gals. This is quite the opposite. Maybe it has to do with the switch. Like there's this it checks to see if this switch is on. I think it has something to do with the no, yeah, the fade out switch. I don't think that fade out switch gets turned off after the door. This thing gets to where it doesn't want to react to, there we go, to the middle click button. I'm having to press down really freaking hard. I'll sit here and yeah, I just clicked it. Not doing anything. Not doing anything. Not doing anything. Maybe it's my mouse. My mouse is going derpy. Let's focus in on the door issue right here. Let's focus on this door issue. This is an issue. Okay, door to layer 2. There's a switch thing going on here. Fade out off. That has nothing to do with it. Let's cut this one for now. Outdoor. There's no move input. Move input for that. Maybe I don't need it to ignore move input. Maybe that's a bad idea. Ignores direction change, but it's also got the horizontal move speed to 0, so Y pressed and or release. These are all the release. And it waits for the motion to finish. I don't think waiting for the motion to finish is a good idea. I think I need to put on a timer. I think maybe the timer would be a better idea. Let's see if this helps anything. Why does it do that? Bam. Down, down, down. Down should take precedent. Down should take priority. Down. It doesn't go in right properly, but it doesn't go left properly. It just ignores the hell out of me. Why are you ignoring the hell out of me, you douchebag? Ugh. He still wants to go back to walking. Why is he going back to walking? It's completely ignoring that I've got the dash button being, the Y button being held down. Why does that? See, this is the issue I'm dealing with. Priorities over things being pressed. Yeah, this is going to be a long thing for somebody to sit through and watch. I've been going almost an hour now, trying to wrap my brain around whatever the F-bomb is going on with this thing. Idle. Okay, that executes the idle. Changes the switch jump on. jump on. Maybe I need to remove these switches and just put it back on the idle. No, I think I'll leave it there. Fudge. Checking to see if this animation is done. Let me make sure the animation isn't on a loop or anything. I don't think it is. Maybe it would work better if I just put a timer in here instead of waiting for the animation to finish. That's what it originally was. It was waiting for a specific amount of time to pass. 0.9 maybe. 0.09 maybe. What is this Ms. Nommer about? I guess it's trying to tell you that they're doing something. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Put a timer in there. Have it wait until after I'm done doing what I'm doing. If the timer's up and you're pressing all these things, then call that running animation, you duty head. I don't know why I would need this to be release, 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 release. I don't think I would need to. I think it would just know. No, because it's got to have that. That way it knows to go to this one. Pressed. Let's see if this helps any. Because I'm trying to get it to call the dashing. Go back and call the dashing, you douchebag. He always wants to stop. Why does he stop? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Get right back into the run, you duty head. I don't think there's enough time between that. Let's up the time a bit. I need to check how long it takes for the animation to go on. That is the out of the door, I think. Oh, that's warp pipe. Into door, out of door. Here we go. Yeah, how many frames is this? It's like 3 between everything, right? So 3. Yeah, 1 frame. Frame count to display 1 frame. Not on an infinite loop. So 3, 6. 6 and 6 is 12. All I gotta do is look at the frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times 3 is 18. So 0.18. Yeah, 0.18. That should do it. Seconds. Yeah. We'll see. Let's see if this helps. Not enough time. says there's 5 to every 1, so it says that after there's 5 to every 1 frame. There's 1 frame. Display time 0.5. Is that like the complete 0.5? Okay, so it's 5 times 6. Dirty. It's 5 times, so wait. Oh, okay, yeah. So 5, 0.5, so 0.05 times 6 equals 0.30. There's my issue. 0.30. That's the issue. It's 0.30. Just copy it. See if that works better. 0.30. Still not working right, and I don't know why. Why am I going backwards? What the hell was that about? And he's ignoring it. Watch. It's ignoring everything. After the teleport, it just ignores everything. I'm holding the buttons down and it's ignoring it. The keys are being ignored, developers. Why are the keys being ignored? I'm sitting here holding the keys. After teleporting, it should go right into it because I'm holding all the necessary keys. And I have to literally let off now. Okay. Maybe I should just reduce it down to Y. Reduce this down to just Y pressed or Y released. Okay. Let's try this again. It was ignoring all his movement and everything. It's like, what the hell? Yeah, it's ignoring it. He's not doing anything now. It's like, why are you ignoring it? Okay. Yeah, after teleport, it ignores it. Has something to do with the teleporting. And now he's going backwards. He's freaking moonwalking. What the hell? What the oh my god. Okay, maybe it has something to do with the direction change. Don't ignore direction change, just don't move. Yeah, we don't want him to move around. Why is it doing this? Oh. This is really annoying. There's something seriously wrong with the software now. So there is a bug now. I wasn't taking advantage of a bug. There's a bug now that wasn't there before. It's ignoring my inputs. I'm holding it. Nothing's happening now. Okay. Oh, loody doo, loody la, loody lay. Maybe I need a little more to the time. Maybe it's a similar issue to this right here. I'm having to have it, yeah, if Y is released or there's no input, go back to idle. If the directions are input, I couldn't put these together. I tried putting these together and it wasn't working right. It was acting wonky. So I had to have two separate ones like this. Didn't want to work right. So, headache. Big headache. So maybe it's a similar issue here. Maybe I need to... It goes back to idle. It calls the idle. Outdoor goes to this. It goes back to idle, but then it should automatically look at everything else I'm pressing. So, hey, if I'm pressing the directions, goes directly from this to the walk to the run. And it doesn't anymore. It doesn't do this. So, I don't know. Ooh, okay. The heck is this down here? I don't remember doing this. Oh yeah, reset switch variable. Register switch variable to reset. Oh yeah. A bunch of them. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it has something to do with all of this stuff being reset back to 0. Maybe. Let's cut this out. I bet that's the answer. Still doesn't want to do the thing with the dunking going left properly. He's ignoring the inputs. Let's get rid of this one. And let's get rid of this. Just go back to what I had. Doesn't want to go back to running. I think he even tried having it go straight back to running directly to that from the idle. I even tried that. I'll try it again, but it wasn't working before. I don't see why it would want to work right want to work now. Let's get rid of that. Not or, and dipstick. Maybe this will work. Still not going right back into it. I'm holding the Y and it's not working. I think that's a bug, guys. I believe that's a bug. Because he's ignoring. Wait a minute. Yeah, he's ignoring stuff. It's ignoring stuff. And I don't understand processing order. I don't get that. I don't know what that's about. What's processing order? Somebody want to explain processing order? Yeah, there needs to be a great big manual that you can just flip through and look at everything and see what they mean. So I think I'm done with this. Yeah, I think I'm done with this. I've been going on for over an hour now trying to wrap my brain around whatever went wrong with this. And it's just, it's not doing right. Everything's just not doing right. So I hope this helps the developers. I'm going to link to it when it's done processing to the post I reported the bug about. And maybe that'll help. I don't know. We'll see.